All right, back for part 3 on Banking on Us. Again, this is what looks to be Netflix's 3-part series discussing key issues that the Black community faces in gaining financial empowerment, and highlights a few Black businesses and homeowners that are thriving towards that goal. Today, this episode is called Exploring the Truth of Black Home Ownership. So this should be interesting. Yeah, this should be interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all think, all right? It's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Behind that dollar. This is Banking on Us.
Let's talk about getting a mortgage.
I believe that home ownership is essential for the Black community.
We were like 2 old hippies, 2 old green heads. When we got our first car, I paid that 23% because I didn't have bad credit. I had no credit. But I think a lot of times it's just that we don't think long term.
The joys of home ownership are real, but so are the challenges.
I will say real quick, this car example that he said, I will say the first car I got a full loan by myself on, I paid 17% interest. And like he said, it was because I didn't look long term. Now, to be honest, I did have bad credit, but I was looking at the can I make the payment standpoint from a can I make the payment standpoint, and not looking at it from like, this is a really bad deal. I mean, I ended up paying like $7,000 over sticker price on that vehicle in the long run. And it's funny how it hit me was I got the car, got everything, and it was like maybe 2 weeks or so after I got the car and was sitting at work and just crunched the numbers when I took my monthly payment. Literally just put it in just a simple calculation. My monthly payment times the amount of months that I signed up for, which was 60 months. And just with that, I realized that, I just got bent over. I'm getting bent over. I'm paying $7,000 more than what the sticker price was. And it's interesting that I didn't do that until after because I was so locked in on getting what I wanted and trying to make it fit what I felt like I could pay, that I didn't do that simple calculation to find out like I'm getting bent over on this deal. Plus I put $2,000 down, now that I think about it. So I paid closer to $9,000 over sticker price. And it all goes back to, just not having the knowledge. That's a really bad mistake, but a really basic thing for someone to know when making a big purchase is what you're actually paying when it's all said and done. And people don't even do that. There's a lot of people that have mortgages now that don't do that on their mortgage. Take your monthly mortgage, times it by your loan, the length of your loan. So if you got $5,000 more, $3,000 mortgage, times it by 12 months times 30 years if you got a 30-year loan, and see how much you're actually paying for that house. And I guarantee you it's going to make you want to pay it off much faster for the same reasons. All right? But in our community, we don't tend to do that type of stuff. Right? And so we end up getting ourselves in these situations that when it does extend out long term, we find out that this wasn't that good of a move because we're thinking short term. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think on that.
It's just that we don't think long term.
The joys of homeownership are real, but so are the challenges.
Poverty has a way of recycling itself. If you're born a certain way, it's hard to get out.
My name is Aaron Mitchell, and I lead HR for Netflix Animation Studios. My wife and I decided we need to buy a house. Wife had a good job, really good credit. Then when it came time for our mortgage, the only option that was made available was a subprime mortgage. A couple years after the piece of property that we purchased was now less than half of what we purchased. Our mortgage payments were about to go through the roof while the value of the home cratered. We later found out many of these banks just discriminated. That was revealed in the court of law. And we were having these debates about all the things that went wrong and all the people who did things wrong. And I'm like, I'm one of those stupid people, and I'm not that stupid. This isn't about stupid people. This is about a system that was designed for people to be taken advantage of.
The American dream has always been the white picket fence, sharp-cut green grass, a yard, and coming home to your family after a long, hard day to a safe environment, right? Well, the Black American dream is a bit deferred. In fact, Black homeownership is about 30% behind white Americans. Black people go through extremities compared to other Americans when buying a home. Black families experience difficult standards during the process for purchasing, and in general, are subject to lower value homes. Plus, they're getting taxed with much higher rates from the banks. On top of all this, Black families are typically bringing in student loan debt. Multifamilies with on average little to no generational wealth, and in turn using their pensions or 401k to offset the down payment costs, which then incurs a penalty. Money is being lost. And don't even get us started on the leaps and bounds needed for Black people to also sell their homes at the actual old value. The real estate and homeowners market is the wild, wild west, and they're making a lot of effort to make sure Black people only have access to ride on the smaller horses while everyone else seems to have the most fit horses across the lands. Well, there are some things that we just can't run away from. So let's run towards it.
To be a homeowner and a person of color, it's the first step in generational wealth. It's one of the greatest accomplishments I've ever made. My name is Dominique Lumpkin. I'm a Memphis, Tennessee native. Appraisals are a little bit racially motivated. I just know from experiences with other first-time home buyers that a lot of the appraisals for their houses seem to be a little bit more than market value because of the neighborhood. With hope, I became a homeowner in 3 months for less than $5,000. I'm a part of their zero down program. What they did was they upfronted all of the down payment costs. I only had to pay for closing.
To be able to have those conversations with people that didn't have a clue that that was possible for them.
We had paid rent for a while, so we got to a certain point in our life, we realized that in order to really accumulate some wealth, that we need to perhaps think in terms of trying to buy a home.
In 2015, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and that sort of put a halt on the home hunt.
The people at Hope were very, 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 very helpful and encouraging along the way. For the same money, we got twice as much house. So I think for me, and I know for her to a certain degree as well, it's just growing up feeling like ownership is the key. I value the fact that they, in my eyes, went the extra mile to help us realize our dream.
I have a place that is my own, that is my land, that no one has permission to walk upon my land without my approval. It's power.
And so I think about the importance of telling these stories about Black businesses thriving, Black communities thriving, Black people thriving as a result of being empowered by capital. I think a lot of people have just assumed that there's no way to solve these problems, or that maybe folks are not progressing because they choose this. But really, the reality is, if you can just correct some of the wrongs in these systems, then these communities can flourish, and we all flourish as a result.
This is a dope series. I hope y'all was able to tap in. Y'all were able to tap in. Let's see, it's called Hope. In case anyone's interested, in home ownership or business financing need. Let me just go back. This for some interesting. They didn't tag the business, but they showed them a couple of times. Where's he at? Oh, the owner of what was it? Hope Financial something. No, they showed him here at the end, so here he is. See if they put his title up. They didn't. So I'm gonna have to. Well, you know what? You know what I'll do? I will link the. I will find the information on them. The bank. The with the that was the CEO. I'm assuming it's black owned. But the gentleman that I showed there at the end is the CEO. I will link the description to their website if you all want to tap in with them and see how they could possibly help you in you know one or more of the topics that were discussed on this series. But either way, I think this is a shining example of what is needed and the path that we need to go in order to or in our community and in order to succeed and get some of the things that that will help bridge the gap between African Americans and everyone else. All right, so I hope y'all like this 3-part series. I don't normally do that, but I think this was definitely helpful. And so, y'all let me know what y'all think for sure. All right. Yeah, y'all let me know. It's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.